I don't know. I wasn't expecting that. I've dropped like 17 seconds on my season best in the past 2 weeks. So after last weekend, I didn't think I could run low fives again. I would just come here and try to break 5, and I'm just glad I finished it out.
What does it mean to kind of realize, something everybody wants to do? Everybody's goal is always, if we get to the state finals, that would be great. What does that mean? Just to know that you're going to have that chance to one compete there, and another, who knows what happens? Who knows what happens?
I mean, it's definitely so cool. I never thought I'd get to this point. When I started a couple of years ago, I was like, 3 miles, I'm never gonna run that. And now I'm getting to states, and it's kind of surreal looking back on it, and it's just so cool. And I'm kind of just very proud of myself for being able to work through it every day and get to.
Yes, welcome back. This is controversial. I recently came across this situation where students demonstrate that they don't want these two trans to compete on this championship. It happened in California, and immediately after massive backlash, they decided to withdraw. And a lot is happening, particularly to this situation. I think I'll read out this article so you can understand exactly what is happening. And this is not the first time. We have seen situations where trans compete and they win in many occasions recently. So when I saw this, it is important we look at these. Though sometimes I don't want to always go deep into these controversial topics.
There's a girl not going to state.
Because of what?
Because of a boy. Right now.
Just happened. There's a transgender female in there that's winning.
Just went to state.
Really?
Just now.
In high school?
10 minutes ago.
Shut up. What
Took a girl spot. 1,600 girls.
That is disgusting. Madam, it's none of your business what someone else does. That's offensive. I feel
Trans high school athletes no-show state track championship following backlash, according to this article they published recently. The CIF is disappointed for 2 of our student athletes and their families because due to the actions of others, they found it necessary to withdraw from the state track and field championships out of concerns for the student well-being. The governing body for the high school sport in California wrote in a statement to the outlet. The CIF expressed that the organization strongly denounced discriminatory or harassing behavior the student athletes have been subjected to and disappointed the runners have chosen not to compete. Last week, Ryan and Barrett qualified to compete for a chance of winning state after placing in the top 3 of the girls' 1,600 meters race as their respective sectional mates. Ranked a junior finished in second place as protest from calling her participations in a competition unfair to the other girls. She also came under fire after a runner who placed fourth was seen on video waving to the crowd before appearing to give a thumb down, a gesture taken entirely out of context, the school told the Post. Barrett, who won third at the Southern Section Masters event last Saturday, was also subjected to similar pressure from the crowd, with the spectators allegedly healing to trip her repeatedly while she ran her 1,600-meter race, which she can be heard on a video.
Because the societal interest of including trans people in society trumps stupid competition. Full stop. So I'm right about this, you're wrong about this. Anyway, Dr. Shock, I agree. Let's get rid of weight classes in all combat sports. Perhaps
The people who claim about science, I realize they don't actually even believe in the science they talked about. Libras talked about this. I came across this clip from Majority Report where they said something. I don't know if they made a mistake to say this on this clip. This debate on if biological women should compete with trans is something that is surfacing on social media like never before. Protecting women's sport has been the top priority, but when you want to face them with real facts, they will not accept. They can't accept the real truth behind what is going on. One person from TYT faced up with this lady partaking to this issue of protecting women's sport. I don't know if you've seen this. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please endeavor to do that. And if possible, why not share this clip?
Lamb Cedar, Emma, there's tons of evidence regarding testosterone levels in height, strength, and speed between people with XX chromosomes and XY chromosomes. Matt's citation off cases about the Olympics is pertinent, but an argument for better planning and more transparent discussions. Your argument is really bad on this, and you're out of your depth. You're correct that trans women should be able to compete in women's sports, but your argument for it is just scientifically and factually incorrect. I'm actually not bad about this. I'm 100% right on this. I don't give a shit about the scientific explanations. People, if they identify as a woman, get to compete in sports. If that's not fair in the short term for a variety of little competitions, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because the societal interest of including trans people in society trumps stupid competition. Full stop. So I'm right about this. You're wrong about this. Anyway. Dr. Shock, I agree. Let's get rid of weight classes in all combat sports. Perhaps have grown man compete in Little League. Sometimes life's not fair. Whatever. Or I mean, honestly, like women's sports, it's barely an institution. It's only been around for a few decades. Like if our sources of our outlets for entertainment, for competition, for like, I don't know, however to define them. But if they're not able to accommodate trans people, then they're not worthy of existing. Like, it's just like we're talking about movie theaters. What are we talking about here? I mean, I love sports as much as anyone, but if they cannot accommodate including trans people, I don't give a shit about them being robust. It's just, you know, be inclusive or don't be. That's it. Or don't exist. You're a bad mom if you can't explain that there are people along a gender spectrum and it's not this binary. Like, I mean, I hear this all the time. My daughter plays sports. What am I going to tell to her? You know, it's not fair to her to compete with this kind of person. Honestly, you know, I have a sports podcast. I love sports as much as anyone. Trans women should be able to compete without question in women's sports because there are a lot of instances where there are athletes who, there's not even evidence to show that this is the case, but just take their assertion at face value for a second that this is some unfair advantage. I mean, there's an unfair advantage all the time in sports. That's actually quite that's the nature of sports, that some people are physically or more gifted or they have like a better mentality. We should have banned Yao Ming from basketball because he's just too tall. It's not fair for everybody else.
The children, the thing that occurred to me about that trans sports IM is they said the thing about we need to have they granted my point about the actually this has gone too far and we're disallowing what they call biological women from going on sports, but they say we need to have a nuanced conversation or something like that, right?
Yeah.